welcome. There is an investigation that continues over drug allegations, not just in Mumbai for the Hindi film industry, but also in Bengaluru in Karnataka for the Kannada film industry, also called as the Sandalwood. So from Bollywood to Sandalwood, we'll be now talking and debating of whether this is a timely intervention or perhaps specific witch hunting of some actors. India Today has accessed exclusive details of the Narcotics Control Bureau questioning first of some of the actors in the Hindi film industry with drug allegations. The probe agency has also seized mobile phones of star Deepika Padukone, Sara Ali Khan and actor Rakul Preet Singh. During the questioning, we're also receiving information that Deepika broke down thrice, and while other two actors have denied that they consumed drugs at all. Take a look at this report first.
Deepika Padukone, Sara Ali Khan, Shraddha Kapoor and Rakul Preet Singh facing marathon grilling spread over 3 days. The agency even seized mobile phones of Deepika, Sara and Rakul Preet. The agency also seized phones of Quan partner Jaya Saha, Deepika's manager Karishma and designer Simone Khambata for forensic probe to establish possible drug procurement and link to peddlers. Sara submitted the phone which she was using in 2019. The Kedarnath star told the NCB that she no longer possesses the phones used in 2017 and 2018. Deepika Padukone, one of the biggest names in the Hindi film industry, was questioned for 6 hours on Saturday. Deepika broke down thrice during the interrogation, prompting the NCB officer to appeal to her with folded hands not to play the emotional card and cooperate with the investigation. While the actor confessed to her drug chats dated back to October 2017, she denied consumption of drugs. Deepika also denied giving or supplying drugs to anybody. Deepika was not questioned over Sushant Singh Rajput's death and Riya Chakraborty. Sara confessed to her closeness with Sushant while shooting for Kedarnath and admitted to smoking cigarettes together, but denied consumption of drugs. Sara, however, claimed that Sushant used to consume drugs and accepted visiting Sushant's farmhouse for parties. Shraddha Kapoor was also grilled regarding her connection with Jaya Saha and chat seeking CBD oil. She denied drug consumption and she wanted CBD oil for external use. Shraddha also gave convoluting answers over 2019 party by SSR after release of Chichore. The Narco Bureau was not satisfied with the answers. The Narcotics Bureau hasn't given the actors any clean chit yet, but has neither summoned them again. It will send its probe findings to DG Rakesh Asthana before deciding next course.
The Narcotics Control Bureau has seized the phones of Deepika Padukone, Sara Ali Khan and Rakul Preet Singh for the simple reason that the Narcotics Control Bureau is not satisfied fully with the investigation and the interrogation. And now it is going to dig deeper into the various WhatsApp chats and also interrogate the various drug peddler even more so that they can get more information and gather more evidence. The end line is that clean chit has not been given to any of the three, and it is quite possible that they might be called and summoned again in the near future. With camera person Sachin Sawant, this is Pankaj Upadhyay in Mumbai, reporting for India Today.
Even in the Kannada film industry in Karnataka, also called as the Sandalwood industry, finding itself surrounded by the drug investigation. Along with the Central Crime Branch, now the Enforcement Directorate also has jumped in. The ED has questioned two female actors who are already in arrest, Sanjana Galrani and Ragini Dwivedi, for a possible alleged Hawala link in the case with their transaction. All this as prime accused Shiv Prakash and also Aditya Alva, who is the brother-in-law of actor Vivek Oberoi, are still not traceable despite a lookout notice against them. Here's a report from Karnataka.
Movies, drugs and parties. named by Sandalwood actors Ragini Dwivedi and Sanjana Galrani. Fashion designer Ramesh Dembla is the latest to be grilled by Central Crime Branch. The designer is popular in Bengaluru party circles and is known to host fashion shows where top Bollywood and Sandalwood actors walk the ramp. Dembla was grilled for a marathon 9 hours on Saturday. His phones and other digital gadgets were seized and now are being analyzed by Crime Branch. The Enforcement Directorate also began its probe by grilling arrested Kannada actors Sanjana and Ragini, who are in judicial custody. The actors were questioning over their bank accounts and suspected Hawala transactions. Kannada TV host Anushri was also grilled by Crime Branch on Saturday, after she was named by arrested accused choreographer Tarun Raj. During her grilling, Anushri admitted to have known Tarun Raj for the last 12 years as he worked with her.
ನೋಟಿಸ್ ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅವರು ಇವತ್ತು ಹಾಜರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾವು ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
Now the biggest names in the case still remain at large. In fact, a lookout circular has been issued against actor Vivek Oberoi's brother-in-law Aditya Alva and also against the prime accused Shiv Prakash. Now Alva is accused of throwing lavish drug parties but still remains untraceable. With video journalist Madhuvar, Nolan Pinto for India Today.
So let's begin our discussion today and importantly let me now introduce our guests as well. Umakant Mishra is a former assistant director of the Narcotics Control Bureau. Also joining us, activist Saira Shah Halim, who's been very vocal on this issue, but also somebody who has been, even briefly, a part of the glamour industry, model and former Mrs. Asia Pacific, Shelly Maheshwari Gupta. Thank you to all three of you for joining me. I want to first come to you, Mr. Umakant Mishra, because as the Narcotics Control Bureau, the one question that many are asking since yesterday is, it appears now that while the director is there, Rakesh Asthana, he's meeting his team, but the team is likely to leave for Delhi and will return if required. No fresh summons issued yet to any of those celebrities, but their phones have been seized. So what sort of evidence now would the team want to look at? The questioning is done. If they're not going to be called again anytime soon, what sort of electronic evidence of phones used back then will be now put to use? First, over to you, sir.
Yeah, Pooja, we must notice one thing here, that the NCB has started investigation on two prongs.
Yes.
The first investigation and the case register was about Riya Chakravarti and her connections. And the other one was through the drug peddlers, where the drug peddlers were involved, and apparently there is no connection between the two, but they are definitely connected.
Correct.
But because the investigation started on a reference from ED, so the Riya Chakravarti case limited was to the drug chats and the things emanating from that. And there you will again notice that the NCB action of arrest and non-arrest, there is you can find a difference in the two. So far as now the things stand, nobody has been arrested on consumption charges so far. So it is only for procuring or financing or drug peddling charges that people have been arrested. I am referring to Riya and her, the group, and on the other group there are maybe about 20-23 people have been arrested so far. So there is a distinct separation of the NCB strategy as long as these two are related. The other thing you must notice is that the Delhi team is the SIT team, because yes, SIT is constituted only on the basis of the ADC's reference, and there was also a jurisdictional issue, because the Delhi team, unless and until the SIT would not have been formed, they would not have been empowered to investigate something in Mumbai. So that differentiation is there. Now, this lull today.
Yes.
Lull means people have not been summoned now.
Yes.
So there is a discussion going on here. So what basically emerges from my experience is that as far as the Riya investigation is concerned, it is approaching finality. And as far as the intelligence is concerned, you will find that certain intelligence are presently relevant and certain intelligence are filed for
So should we say, sir, that it's not a clean chit yet for some of the actors and people who, that they may not be called anytime soon, but that does not mean it's all clear for them?
See, you see electronic records, the computers and everything, they present such a vast amount of data,
yes,
information and all that it is very difficult to finish it in one day. And it is very difficult to unravel all the ramifications emerging out of that.
Okay.
So basically what to do is to review the strategy time to time and then take the course of the investigation towards the desired end. Because once the investigation starts, you formulate a strategy and try to attain certain objectives.
And unless a final report is submitted, yes, there's always investigation is on. I request you to please stay on with me, sir, because I want to go.
Pooja, let me tell you, let me finish.
Yes.
Because you see, the investigation under NCB is allowed up to 1 year if there is an international connection.
Okay.
Not like the other cases where you have to finish between 60 or 90 days.
Okay.
Here you can, minimum time given to you is 180 days, which can be extended by the court to 1 year even.
Okay.
So NCB has plenty of time to unravel all the connections possible in the case.
All right. So it shouldn't be seen as stopped. That's an interesting view. Thank you for telling us that point as well. Sara Shahreem, because the question that looks very curious, obviously, to a lot of people is no male actors mentioned yet. This is not for tokenism. This just appears very curious, the manner in which the investigation has continued. But even in the Kannada film industry, sir, I'll come back to you.
I will answer that.
Even in the Kannada film industry, there have been some individuals that have been arrested, but the ones who are untraceable are also top names, males in the industry, while the ones arrested are female actors. Do you think it's just a coincidence? Let's see how the investigation goes. Or, as many would say, seems more deliberate. Is this a witch hunt against female actresses?
See, Pooja, first I'd like to state one thing, that if a cleanup of drugs is happening across India, whichever sector, be it Bollywood, be it the corporate sector, be it colleges, be it at local pawn shops or wherever drugs is supplied and bought, it's welcome, because at the end of the day, everyone wants a cleanup act. And we are saying, let it start from the roots, let it be nipped in the bud completely. However, what it looks like at the present moment is as if political opponents or people who do not subscribe to a certain ideology are being systematically targeted.
Why do you say that? You're bringing in the ideology view here.
See, what a lot of people are saying is that Deepika did go to JNU to support students there. So probably they're trying to get some dirt on her as other actors as well. So the fact is that there has to be a method to the madness.
If this was an isolated case, it would have been understandable. But there's also Sara Ali Khan, Shraddha Kapoor, who were co-actors of Sushant Singh Rajput, Sara.
No, so what I'm trying to say is, Pooja, that see, if a cleanup, if the Narcotics Bureau is really interested in, okay, so if they make a statement that all right, Sushant Singh Rajput's death investigation is not a priority, we are doing a cleanup act and we are going to we are going to round up all these drug peddlers and a drug syndicate or whatever. However, if you look at these cases, right? So they might have been part of drug chats. Right now, there's a probe going on whether they consume drugs, because right now all the actors have dismissed, all the allegations.
Yes.
They said, yes, they have smoked cigarettes, they've attended farm parties.
Yes.
However, they've never consumed narcotics internally. Even Shraddha Kapoor said that she used the CBD oil externally. So right now, everything is very loose, it's unsubstantiated, and a lot of people are getting maligned. There's a lot of people are having nervous breakdowns, the families are anxious. So I feel this kind of media trial does not work.
Here at India Today, I can tell you, Sara, we have tried our best to ensure no conjectures, only facts are put out, and both sides. Let's go across to Shelly Maheshwari Gupta as well, because Shelly, you've been part of the industry, so to say, because you've been a model, you've been in beauty pageants as well. Do you see the drug use investigation and discussion that's happening everywhere, including our channel, that it's timely and it's important that there is a narcotic abuse that must be brought out in open, or do you have another distant view to it?
No, I actually agree with this view, like there should be total cleanup in all these Bollywood parties, or you can say the total Bollywood, because actually it's an open secret. I'm telling you, Pooja, everybody knows drugs were happening. Everybody knows. In fact, there are other shocking things also. How like the casting couch as it is. So lots of immoral activities were going inside Bollywood. So and why? Because people say ki, why Bollywood? So Bollywood is a very big role model example.
Yes.
It's actually a very big example for our nation, and people follow all these actresses and actors. So I agree with it, like, there should be, this is very timely, and maybe it has reached its peak. Almost all the Bollywood is, it's like enough of this fake glamour. Actually, enough of this fake glamour and stardom. We really want clean faces, the real talent to come
You're
up
saying
at all
fake
on the
glamour.
screen. And actually, really speaking, this is very, very timely. That's what I want to say, because like their own insects, they become so rotten, like, whatever they're doing, what example they are setting, because they have such responsibility. They are A-listers. They are at a very high strata. So they have big responsibility for the whole nation. So whatever they are doing, everybody is following them. So they should set a right example, because they are transforming millions of lives. So that's what it is, very, very timely, and it's very correct also. Whatever due to Sushant Singh case, all these things came up, the drug chats, isn't it enough proof? It's a very big proof. It's not they were applying it externally and everything. No, the chat shows they were consuming it. It's a very, very big proof, because, they are like throwing like what we play, passing the parcel. So
you're saying that this was an open secret, and at some point it had to come out. It's come out now. It's being discussed.
Now it has come out. It's discussed.
Okay, stay on with me.
Also, like,
stay on with me, because I want to take Saira Shah's point to Umakant Mishra. He's the former assistant, because he director of the Narcotics Control Bureau. Mr. Mishra, Saira Shah made an important, though a controversial point, which is that some of these people and actors are being targeted because of their ideology. For example, many are speculating if this was Deepika Padukone's JNU visit, it's connected. So that's also raising a question to Narcotics Bureau investigation. You were at the helm of affairs. Would you say that it is that easy for the Narcotics Bureau to get influenced by political, ideological issues?
Pooja, the intense media coverage is raising many, many points which are simply not there. Basically, let me tell you, when organizations like NCB or DRI, they make thousands of kilos of seizure, or they bust factories of drugs, and that is not news. It maybe comes for about 2 minutes on the media and disappears. Here, even a 2-gram seizure in a Bollywood actor or anything is a media coverage for the last almost 2 months. You see, the investigation agencies or intelligence agencies, they don't require attention. Bollywood requires attention, because it is their wherewithal, the money, the fame and everything. You see, fame or money doesn't make you sensible. So all this talk about witch hunt and the center's plan, today I read in the print media a very, very outrageous suggestion that center through this operation is trying to take over Bollywood and make it a propaganda machine. Don't you think it is laughable? Such outlandish remarks. You see, the intelligence agencies and the investigation agencies, they start their investigation only when there is a reasonable belief that an offense has been committed. They don't have power under the law to go for a roving inquiry. That is forbidden.
Okay, so, yes.
They cannot call.
I'll have Saira respond to it. Saira, what you've raised.
Let me finish, Pooja. I will just try to explain.
Sure, sir. Sure.
I will just finish it. Why females are there, I will explain to Sara, she will understand. Because the whole investigation started from a drug chat of Riya Chakravarti, a group. And the connection went to Jaya Saha, Shruti Modi and all that. So all principal actors were here females. So the investigation, almost I notice a pattern in the investigation that because female actors are coming, because of the pattern of the reliability, the female actors repose their trust, report their confidence to share their vulnerability to only females. That is a normal human psychological reaction.
But as
So that's
Saira
how
is
the
making a
females have
point,
come into
sir,
picture.
that
doesn't
now
mean
that the
male
Narcotics Bureau
actors
has
are not
jumped
there.
into it,
No,
might
I
as
was-
well
I was
attempt a
coming to
whole
that.
cleanup.
You have rebutted it. Yeah, Pooja, you have rebutted Sara's point yourself. If Deepika Padukone is a target because of your JNU visit, what about Shraddha Kapoor? What about the other people? They have not done anything. There is nothing ideological here.
Saira, do you want to get in? But you also made a point, sir. Then let's do a whole cleanup. Then why only follow on this? Yes.
See, now, whatever if you've seen, it was not as if they were using it to peddle drugs. They were not part of a racket. Probably, I'm saying, I'm not sure. The Narcotics Bureau will do the investigation. Probably these people were taking it for personal consumption, for the high, for the kick, which is again illegal. I'm again iterating because the gentleman is here. I'm telling him again it is illegal. But however, it happened in the past. It happened in 2017, 2016. So now under the NDPS Act, okay, 1985, we need to see whether someone consumed drugs 3-4 years ago. So if you go by that yardstick, even Kangana Ranaut, who is the blue-eyed girl of a political party, she also has self-admittedly taken drugs a couple of years ago. So what is sauce for the goose has to be sauce for the gander. So all these people that she's talking about, why not investigate this, that, and everything. So all these people, firstly, we don't know whether they consume drugs or not. It is again based on allegations, because all of them have categorically denied. Here there is an actress who's categorically said that, yes, I consumed drugs way back 5 years ago or 6 years ago. There's an interview with Adhayan Suman where, you know, where Adhayan Suman has clearly said that she was forcing him to take drugs.
But so actually,
let's go across to Shelley on that. Shelley, you want to intervene because what I'm also asking here, that many are saying, Shelley, that you are describing her whole industry.
Like, you know, people actually lose their way.
My question to you is the same, that some people from the industry are saying, why tarnish the whole industry? Some of us are doing good work, not all of us are addicts. You're making us look like we enter into this industry and all of us start consuming hard drugs, and at these parties there are always drugs.
No, I remember everything, whatever media or whatever Riya Chakrabarti, Kangana Ranaut had spoken about. Like 80 to 90% Bollywood people take drugs. They literally said in front of NCB, or they tweeted, you know. So in that case, what I feel like, you know, this is a very big racket. It's a big dirt which is playing in Bollywood. And what my panelist is saying, like Kangana Ranaut used to take 4-5 years and now she's not taking. See, it's not because of this thing. It's basically what I feel. It's a very dirty politics even in Bollywood. And maybe it's like she was forced. As she said, she was exploited. She was injected. She didn't even know, like, you know, whether she was having drugs or whatever they were mixing in her food or in her drinks. So sometimes it happens like this. And moreover, I feel when, you know, the talent comes from B-Town, and not like there is no star kids or something. They don't have godfathers or something like that. So I feel they are more exploited. They're exploited not only for drugs or to become a part of that cartel, but they are used in a lot of other things also. And they can be, after drug, they can be a lot of exposure relating to
so there are connected
human
issues,
trafficking.
Shelley.
They can
But Saira, I want to discuss this with you.
For like even the dons putting their money in support of films.
But to both of you, and then I'll take the same question to the former officer of the Narcotics Bureau as well. Are we looking at simply just small fish, so to say, who are getting arrested? First to you, Saira, do you think, because the names that are cropping up, they may have consumed or not, that's for the investigators to decide. But many would say there are definitely bigger names and that they are not getting caught.
See, all I will say is these personal usage drugs.
Pooja,
let
me answer that.
Let Saira answer. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, sir. Yes, Saira,
so
go ahead.
What I'm saying is, it is definitely illegal. There is no debate on that. There is absolutely no debate on that. What I'm saying is it a national calamity that 3 agencies who were investigating death probe, a supposed murder or a alleged suicide or whatever it was, you know, which was actually kind of, the people demanded a probe. So now it has got converted into a drug probe where a total cleanup is happening. So why specifically Bollywood? Why not catch all these people, round up these peddlers, find out where the links are?
Mr. Umakant Mishra, for example, in Karnataka, sir, again, two young actresses have been taken in. There are other people also into arrest, but the ones who was organizing parties is not traceable. There's another famous individual not traceable. In Karnataka, if you look at that industry as well, it appears two actresses, not very famous as well,
Sir, I will explain. I will explain
what
that
about
in
big
this
names
way,
of the
Sara.
Kannada film industry?
Sarah, we are talking about a current investigation.
Yes.
Please try to understand that, like I told sometimes before, the intelligence or investigation organizations are not empowered to conduct a roving investigation. The same thing applies from the other side also. You cannot make a roving allegation and expect the intelligence organs to jump immediately. If there is some kind of a support to the allegation given by a proof which will create a reasonable belief, then all the investigation agencies jump into the fray. Now talking about all three agencies investigating a national calamity, it is not a national calamity. I am again, time and again making a point. Any investigation or intelligence agency investigating into a thing, unless it is a question of media attention, nobody knows about it. We are here in a peculiar situation where everything is under media scrutiny. So don't blame NCB for that. Regarding the small fish and big fish, let me tell you, it is basically a fishing principle. You know, in a pond there are small fish also, big fish also.
Yes.
When the fisherman goes, he first knows where the fishes are. So sometimes he catches small fish, sometimes he catches big fish, and sometimes he catches small fish, uses them as a bait to catch the big fish. That is the fishing principle.
So you're saying,
let me, Pooja, let me finish it. The common grievance umbrage so far against the investigating agencies like NCB so far is that they have not got nothing, no drug recovery has been there. That is a common complaint.
Okay.
Tell me, after 3 months of extreme media coverage, you find anybody to keep drugs? No. Second, if you catch the big fish means you definitely mean who is supplier, who is the supplying to all Bollywood, all country and everything. If you catch them without any evidence, without any drugs in their possession or in their agent's possession, do you think they will be put behind bars? No.
Okay.
And NCB or DRI, whosoever investigates like this will be a laughing stock. So what I told you before, the current investigation, the current objectives, there are short-term goals, there are mid-term goals, there are long-term goals. What you are looking at is a short-term goal, a current investigational objective. The medium-term and the long-term goal is yet to come.
Okay, Shelly Maheshwari Gupta, when we have these names coming up, some of them have just started, some of them are established actors. Do you think this is also about many people being concerned that with them being dragged and not a confirmation yet, it can tarnish images? Or do you think right now it is important that that this investigation continues and reaches a conclusion? Because you're talking about exploitation. Exploitation does not happen by younger actors. It will happen of younger actors by somebody in power. And perhaps if the investigation reaches them, and it should, then we can say that the discussion and investigation on drug use was valid. Otherwise, it's just younger actors and producers getting caught in the mess.
See, if you go in the past, like I just tell you certain names, you must also be knowing, everybody knows, like Monica Bedi, Mandakini, and other names like they were all hooked to mafia dons, you know. So that we all know why it happened like that. Because I am telling you, like, this is
it may not be best to take names personally, like, but yes, I get what you're saying.
Actually, what I am telling you, Pooja, it's like if the real talent doesn't come out because of all these dirt, it is a dirt, and it should have a cleanup, and we should be united united for this cleanup. Otherwise, they will become so daring, like the young girls will be exploited. And I want the big fish to be also caught, because only then we will be able to reach a certain point where we can take this off from the society also and set a right example in front of people. Yes, there is real talent and we can thrive without any dirt. So that's
Saira,
what
I have the same question to you, because here, the focus is not only on the Hindi film industry, but also the Kannada film industry, where even Hawala transactions are being mentioned. Do you think, of course, when we are taking these names, we are getting information by our sources from either the Narcotics Bureau or the crime branch in Karnataka, that it is about reputation at some level, and specifically of younger actresses? Because if the big fish, and I'm using that term for perhaps a more common use, that if the ones who are exploiting and are real big peddlers, if they're not caught, it can spread an apprehension among the younger lot, or whether even to join the film industry or not.
See, I'll tell you one thing, Pooja. One second. The question was asked to me. The question was asked to me. So
yes,
let me reply.
Saira, go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, this is a fantastic diversionary tactic. Okay?
From what?
Of the ruling regime, because they are rising coronavirus cases. We are number 2 in the world. The farmers are agitating across India. So this issue is actually grabbing eyeballs, and it makes for very good viewership and TRPs. So the entire country is...
No, this is not about TRP. It's all about India standing together. India uniting together to clean up.
Shelley disagrees with that.
I am telling you, whatever it is. Whatever shouldn't we be law-abiding society? We should be law-abiding society.
Yes, a cleanup should be done.
Yes.
And the drug menace has to be nipped from the bud. Again, I'm reiterating myself.
But you're changing your version, drug is very...
But Saira, my point is, you're fair to your point, but the ruling regime is not creating those messages which discusses drugs. Okay, Shelley? Okay, women, calm down.
The monsoon session expired 7 days before the session closed.
Why we are diverting the case from drugs to the monsoon session? I am telling you, even the big actors.
Okay, Shelley. Okay,
the actors
go
and
ahead.
everything.
Yes.
The actors and all. I've seen them flaunting their contacts with the underworld. We have seen a lot of actors recently in media. There were so many pics they were shown. I don't want to name the actors, but they were really flaunting their contacts with the underworld dons.
Mr. Umakant Mishra, because you were with the Narcotics Control Bureau, and like Saira is saying that, okay, I think she's trying to pin it more on the media, but the ruling regimes they're known to use some of these agencies, or at least put pressure on them. Do you take Saira's view there? She's saying this is a diversionary tactic. The ruling regime does not want to get any blame on any of the other issues, so might as well go into this case and have so many angles. What do you say to that, sir?
Pooja, everybody knows about the genesis of this case, how the case is developed. So bringing a politics into NCB investigation is, I think, far-fetched. The complaint that there is a political interference is far-fetched, because I personally, I am not defending NCB, but as an impartial observer, I don't see anything amiss in the investigation. As I would see, they are following a strategy, and they are following whatever is there based on the information available and trying to build up upon that. And I will again make you notice one thing very simple. Sara is telling that, yeah, these simple people were only consuming drugs and all that. And I noticed
but she does have a point, sir, when a DGP of Bihar Police joins the JDU without a cooling period, then it does raise a suspicion, a question, if it was really non-political all this while.
No, I didn't get your question, Pooja. Can you repeat?
Sir, the Director General of Bihar Police, Gupteshwar Pandey, joined the JDU today. And so many would want to know if it was really non-political since the beginning, when he was harping on the FIR, defending the state government, wanting it to be taken to Mumbai.
Yeah, I can only smile, Pooja, and remember his sound bites regarding all this investigation. Yes, I see a pattern. He was making all these noises because, yes, he wanted to join politics. But how far that influenced the investigation, that is for you to decide. I don't see that affected the course of the investigation, or it will affect the outcome of the investigation.
All right. I think let's end this discussion on a hopeful point, because there have been questions, allegations and counter allegations. Let's just hope that the mysterious death of Sushant Singh Rajput will get a conclusion.
Pooja.
Yes, sir, that's all the time I have for. I apologize, but importantly for the drug allegations, let's hope that the ones who have really attempted illegal dealings will get caught and the others will be let go. Umakant Mishra, Saira Shah Halim, Shelly Maheshwari Gupta, thank you so much, all three of you, for putting your views in this very interesting and important discussion. I'm closing this show for now. Do tell us, what did you think of this debate, and if there should be more discussion on the drug abuse. Thank you so much for watching India Today. Stay tuned.
You are watching India Today.